So the other day I was out for a walk, getting my steps in and enjoying the fresh, crisp fall air. I came across one of those big, bold, road closed signs. You know the ones. I was so close to home, and the detour would mean backtracking for about a mile, which I wasn't too thrilled about. I needed to get home and get started on my day. Well, I looked around, scoped out the trail ahead. I didn't see anything life threatening, so I just went around it. Now, I'm not exactly what you'd call a rule follower. Oh, I honor people, of course, but I do tend to challenge boundaries and question the typical way of doing things. It's this knack for thinking strategically, a talent that Clifton Strengths calls strategic. For people who like to stick to the rules and color inside of the lines, I can be, well, a bit of a challenge. Any of you relate to that? Are you a trailblazer who tests the limits, or do you lean toward following the signs? Maybe you're somewhere in between. If you've lived life for any amount of time, you've faced your own road closed signs along the path. Perhaps it was a job that you were hoping for. Suddenly, road closed. Maybe it was a trip that you had dreamed of, and suddenly you found it wasn't coming to fruition. Perhaps it was that child you hoped and dreamed of having and holding, and found you were not able to conceive. There are multitudes of road closed signs that we all face in life. Many are huge, unexpected challenges that we're confronted with, and we have to find an alternative path. Some are simply bumps in the road where we can look ahead, determine what the risks might be, and maybe go around the sign to get to where we want to go. I've experienced some pretty serious road closed situations in life. Probably the most prevalent in my memory is that day when my husband, after 13 years, decided he was going a different path. The road was closed on where I thought we were going as a family. I've hit other road closed signs when there's been loss of a job, loss of reputation, loss of a car and transportation, loss of friends, loss of ministry opportunities. Beloved, we've all experienced those road closed signs in life. There is the big road closed sign we all experienced a few years ago, where we woke up one morning and weren't allowed to go to our jobs, to go to school, to live life as we knew it because of the COVID virus. And there are more still yet to come. Well, over the years, I've learned how leaning into my own strengths can help me when I face those road closed signs in life. And Mom, I want to take you on a little journey today to help you discover how you respond to these roadblocks and how knowing that can help you thrive when life does throw up its road closed sign. Hey there, marvelous mama. I'm Misty Hughes, your dazzling mom mentor here at Mom2Mom Mentoring. I'm here to guide you, encourage you, and even cry with you on this journey called momhood. Yeah, that's my own term. I understand those moments when you feel alone, wondering, where are all the mom mentors? Well, I'm here to be an answer to that question. And while I may not have all the answers, I know some truly amazing mom mentors who do. In a few weeks, I'm excited to introduce you to Brandis, one of them. She's going to join us to talk about decluttering our minds, bodies, and emotions. Perfect for the holidays, right? Today, I want to walk you through those roadblocks in life because let's face it, life is going to put up some road closed signs. You're cruising along, feeling good about where you're headed, and bam, a detour. Now, for those of you who have been around the Mom2Mom Mentoring community for a minute, you know that I am an ICF certified life coach. As a coach, one of my greatest joys is offering women the sacred space to explore what's in their heart and who they are. I do that by being curious and asking questions. So, I would like to explore with you today this question. What is your typical reaction when you come up to a road closed sign in life? Understanding your own approach is key to handling those moments with wisdom and peace. Are you ready to lean into some learning? Hop in those AirPods, grab that cup of cappuccino, or settle in with your seltzer. Spend the next few minutes sorting through the laundry. We all have it, and it has to be done. Let's get started. It's always good to begin with a little self-reflection. Think about the last time you faced an unexpected roadblock. For me, it happened just last week. I was offered tickets to a Chiefs game. Now, this is a huge deal for me. Going to a Chiefs game is an experience unlike anything you could imagine. But maybe for you, that unexpected roadblock involved a career move, a relationship, or even a family plan that suddenly changed course. Did you immediately think, guess it wasn't meant to be? Or did you start brainstorming ways around it? For me, as I said, I tend to challenge roadblocks. I'm wired to look for solutions and push through when possible. My husband, on the other hand, is all about responsibility. He carefully considers every step. He tries to evaluate where the roadblocks might be, and he makes sure everything is in order before moving forward. A few weeks ago, we were on our way to Oklahoma, just cruising down the road, and suddenly we passed a road closed sign. Now, because I know my husband, I didn't say anything. I thought, who am I to say, hey, there it is. There's a sign that says road closed in 10 miles. But he just kept on going. We passed another sign, and I couldn't withhold my concern any longer. I could see the road blocked right in front of us. It was then that I decided I better say something. Unbeknownst to me, my husband had already done the research. He knew about the road closure, and wouldn't you know it, our turn was right before the road was closed. Now, you may be like him, one who carefully considers every step and makes sure everything is in order before moving forward. You may be like me, who just says we'll figure it out when we get there. Or you might find yourself being a little bit of both. Perhaps your tendency is waiting at the road closed sign, hoping for a nudge, or perhaps someone else that will come along and help you move forward. Mom, there is no wrong response to a roadblock, and there's no wrong emotion to feel. But the key is awareness. Understanding how you naturally respond can help you handle life's detours with confidence and grace. Knowing who you are can help you bounce back or become more buoyant when life doesn't go as expected. Remember my opportunity to go to the Chiefs game? Well, the problem was I couldn't find anyone to go with me. As my strategic activating mind goes, I began thinking of all the options, and I began to pursue all the spontaneous friends that I had. Text after text went out. Unfortunately, no one was available at the last minute. Again, I explored what options there were. I could go alone, I could let it go, or I could continue seeking and searching and texting and striving. Well, honestly, option number one, going alone, did not sound fun to this extroverted woman. Option number three had me feeling anxious and working and striving hard at something that just wasn't panning out. The obstacle was not budging. I bounced back up and bounced back in and pursued productivity during the Chiefs game that night. So, what are your road closed memories? Does remembering a time when you were faced with a road closed sign stir up life-giving feelings? Do you remember feeling like an overcomer or a great woman of adventure? If so, you were probably tapping into your natural strengths, whether it was pausing to wait and assess or figuring it out in the process. Operating in the true you brings peace and confidence. And when you start to step over the edge into anxiety, into striving, it is easy, if you know the true you, to come back to balance and to come back to peace and joy. You see, Marvelous Mom, I could have just sat back and said, oh, well, I guess I can't go to the Chiefs game without trying. But the way I'm wired, I have to explore my options. I have to try this pathway and that pathway. But I knew myself enough that when anxiety started to surface, when I began to lean into striving, it was time to back off and time to back up and time to accept the fact, the road is closed today. Now, this does not mean that I did not experience disappointment. I was disappointed, but I was able to bounce back out of the disappointment because I knew I had been true to myself and done what I knew to do. I could relax into the road closed sign and not worry. Perhaps your memory brings up feelings of inadequacy, fear, failure, and dread. Don't shy away from this, but use it as a learning experience. So what are your road closed memories? These experiences offer invaluable lessons. Looking back, what would you have done differently? Could you have reached out for help? Or waited instead of rushing ahead? Could you have pressed pause and just taken a deep breath? When my husband and I have an obstacle in our relationship, also known as a disagreement, and we don't handle it well, we typically take time and discuss ways that we might have handled the conversation or interaction differently. We ask questions such as, what could I have said that wouldn't have caused such a reaction? How could I have handled your heart in a more loving way? Taking a moment to revisit a situation and make other choices empowers you to do it better next time. And you know there will be a next time. Navigating closed roads is not just about knowing your own strengths, but also learning how to lean on the strengths of those around you. For example, I'm strategic, always looking for options, and an activator, ready to do it now. But my husband's sense of responsibility brings balance when we're faced with an obstacle. The same goes for your circle. Beloved, God gave you unique strengths, and as you understand them, you'll also see the value in the strengths He's placed in others. If you're a dreamer or a visionary like me, someone more grounded might be just what you need to keep your plans in check. It's about creating a support network that honors the unique strengths each person brings to the table. The one thing I want you to take away from today's episode, trust the detours. They are put there to help you grow, to protect you or to guide you into something new, and learn to lean into your strengths. Don't let the road closed signs stop you from becoming the spectacular you, shining forth like a city set on a hill. With God's wisdom and the strengths He's gifted you, you can navigate these moments with courage, wisdom, beauty, and dignity. Are you ready to go deeper into who you are and how you're uniquely designed to handle life's twists and turns? Join me for a 3-session coaching package called Discover Your Strengths. Together, we dive into your top 5 strengths as defined by the Clifton Strengths Assessment, helping you see where you shine and empowering you to navigate the roadblocks in a way that honors the beautiful, spectacular you. And next week, it's Thanksgiving. I'm going to show up to help you prepare your heart for the hustle and bustle of the day, and all the food, of course. I'll share some holiday traditions, ways to find a little quiet in the midst of all the activity, and why this Thanksgiving is so near and dear to my heart. And what would Thanksgiving be without a Black Friday deal? So, if I've piqued your interest and you'd like to explore your strengths so you can soar, I'm offering a hefty 40% discount that will be available on Black Friday only. If you want this great deal, click the I want the deal in the show notes and you'll be the first to get notified. I'm only offering 5 of these sweet packages, so don't miss out. Remember, Mama, you are not alone on this journey. Let's keep living, leading, and loving from that heart that overflows with joy.